I'm not sure if I got that melody correctly, but we're gonna roll with it anyways. ASMR sounds and soft little whispers, role plays and lo-fi and fluttering fingers, humming and bubbles and candlelit scenes. These are a few of my favorite things. Tapping with short nails and coconuts raining, scratchy comb scratching and fake psychic readings, play pretend moments with magical strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Weird and unhinged lullaby singing, fairies and mouth sounds and rollerballs spinning, nostalgic old props and gum chewing queens. These are a few of my favorite things. First time attempts and those awkward beginnings, cats purring close and the soft nature's winnings, room tours with cozy aesthetic type themes. These are the triggers that show up in dreams. When I'm stressed out or I can't sleep, when my thoughts feel loud, I simply tune into my favorite things, and then I sleep safe and sound. I hope you like that. I didn't come up with it myself. I know, shocker. Obviously it's the tune from my favorite things, or I don't know what it's called, from A Sound of Music. I love that movie. Amazing movie. Wow. But I did enlist the help of a friendly ChatGPT to help me out with the prompts. Well, the song structure, kind of, so it's kind of shitty anyways. I literally just typed in my favorite ASMR triggers, and then I told him, please help me write a song, but change the lyrics to the song from The Sound of Music, so it's about my favorite ASMR triggers. And he did. So yeah, I thought I could use this opportunity to talk about my favorite triggers. And, well, you already kind of know some of them from the song, but I just wanted to talk more about them as well. For example, one of my all-time favorite triggers is soft-spoken. I love soft-spoken anything, literally anything. If it has soft-spoken, amazing. Not to say that I don't like whispers. I like whispers, okay? I like whispers. But usually I watch ASMR without headphones because they bother my ears. So then I'll just, sometimes it's too quiet when the whispering is too quiet because I don't have the headphones in or the earphones. So I just prefer soft spoken, and it's pretty relaxing, I think. I love, for example, like triggers that people made up, just like made up on their own, like the coconut raining. Coconut, crack, crack. That trigger is amazing. Angels ASMR, amazing. But also stuff like scratchy, comey, scratchy, comey. From Always Slightly Sleepy. Top tier creators, top tier ASMR. They're so creative. I love it. No ChatGPT necessary. Amazing. And yeah, I'm always on the lookout for that next new trigger that somebody's just like come up with from their own like cranium. Because they're always so creative and just so cool. But yeah, I really like those. I love role plays. I love role plays more than trigger assortments or, routine kind of do this trigger, that like tap on this, then tap on that, then do mouse. It has its place, but personally, I love role plays or role plays and just speaking videos, like people rambling. Overcooked intellectual ASMR, amazing. I love just feeling like I'm sitting in a room with somebody, and this is where the first time attempted ASMR comes in, because oftentimes people that are just starting out, that's literally what they're doing. They're putting a camera or their phone on some books and then just recording themselves, and they're usually in their rooms, not in like big studios or anything like that, usually with like a worse quality microphone or no microphone. They have that like lo-fi element, which I also love. I love lo-fi ASMR. Because of that, I think all these things are sort of tied up for me, where it just happens to be that like the thing I like about first time attempts is the vibe and the atmosphere that they're creating, where it feels like literally so just, they just had a spare moment in their day. They set up their phone or camera and started recording, and that's just such a vibe. And the other thing that I like about the newer ASMR artists a lot of the times is, and this is not to say that I think people that have been doing ASMR for a long time and that are like really good, and have like big studios and like a big audience and stuff like that, I don't think they're bad. I think sometimes they fall into the trap of becoming like formulaic. They found the sort of equation that works, the step-by-step that kind of got them their audience, and it does feel a little formulaic, a little like, okay, we know what they're gonna do, they're gonna do XYZ, and a lot of the times like role plays or like other types of videos maybe don't even do as well, because like people just like the popular kind of ASMR. It's popular for a reason. Like a majority of people just like that kind of thing. But then, there's a niche, like, and a big audience, I feel like, for the sort of unhinged, kind of underground style ASMR, where it's more experimental. I know, like, Patrick ASMR comes to mind, where he just like plays around a lot, and just like experiments and like sees what like what could be good ASMR, and I think that's like really valuable to have in the space, and like brings a lot, I think, to ASMR as a whole. Do you have like those big names that are like pushing it into a wider audience and like bringing more people in, and like by doing that they're sort of also destigmatizing it, or making it more mainstream? I think that's so valuable, and so cool. And then you need like the unhinged people as well that might not get as much views, might not be as popular, but like a lot of the times I feel like some of the smaller creators like come up with like a lot of good ideas, and then they get adopted by like the bigger ones, and then they get like pushed into like the space and they become like really popular. And sometimes they don't, like, people don't even know where the thing originated from, not that it has to have like one single origin. A lot of the times it's like, it's not like a single origin, it's not like a single person coming up with a trigger, although oftentimes yes, like coconut raining, or scratchy comb scratchy, or the fish bowl over a person's head. I think that was like Karuna story. Like some of them, like some of these really have like an origin story, where like somebody came up with them, and it's like great that we give credit to the people that came up with these things. Oftentimes I think stuff like propless, I think we could look back to like Alyssa, who really like, did a lot of propless, but like I'm not sure if she was the one to come up with it, or if she would even like credit herself to coming up with it, or if it was just like, like multiple, in like Alyssa and probably like multiple other people kind of like started doing it sort of at the same time, and then like, it's spreading and stuff like that. Anyways, that was kind of a ramble, wasn't it? But yeah, stuff like first time doing ASMR videos, I love. Like humming, singing, people humming or singing, I love. Stuff like yeah, stuff like room tours. I don't know. A lot of things. But oftentimes I feel like it's not so much about like what the person is doing, but about either the person themselves or the vibe that they're creating with the video. Like oftentimes I feel like I won't so much go for the trigger assortment of a bigger ASMR channel, because I'm, once in a while I will go for like the bigger ASMR channel and enjoy it, but after a certain point it's just like, oh, I know what it looks like, I know what it's gonna be, and then I want something like different, right? Variety. And at that point it's kind of like just clicking on a random, like typing in ASMR and then sorting by like newest, like most recently posted. It gives me a lot of like ASMR artists that I wouldn't know otherwise, because these were like less than 100 subscribers, less than 100 views kind of like channels, or within the thousands and stuff like that. And then they're doing the same thing pretty much, like a trigger assortment or something like that, but the vibe is different, right? They're maybe like just in their room chilling or something like that. It's just like more intimate in a way. And I think that like intimacy sometimes is lost with like a studio setting, even though it's like way more professional, and like high quality, I think it's like the intimacy and like the creativity, I think, of an ASMR artist that like really does it for me. Yeah, like recently my favorite has been Always Slightly Sleepy. Because, and her second channel, Sleepy Supplementals, because yeah, she just like does a variety, like she's very creative, but then like has that high quality element as well. I think she does like a really good job of like meshing the two of like high quality and, whoa, cat. She does well of like meshing the high quality with the just like pure creative spark, creative energy, which I think is great. Yeah. Anyways, I'll sing it again, but oh, well, the cat is gone. ASMR sounds and soft little whispers, role plays and lo-fi and fluttering fingers, humming and bubbles and candlelit scenes. The These are a few of my favorite things. Tapping with short nails and coconuts raining. Scratchy comb scratching and fake psychic readings. Play pretend moments with magical strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Weird and unhinged lullaby singing. Fairies and mouth sounds and rollerball spinning. Nostalgic old props and gum chewing queens. These are a few of my favorite things. First time attempts and those awkward beginnings. Cat purring close and the soft nature's winnings. Room tours with cozy aesthetic type themes. These are the triggers that show up in dreams when I'm stressed out or I can't sleep. When my thoughts feel loud, I simply tune into my favorite things and then I sleep safe and sound. While I was singing that, the boy himself did come to say hello. I'll see if I can catch some of his purring, but anyway, that's the boy. I'll try to pick him up to show you. But that'll be the end of the video.